This video is sponsored by the government of North Korea. You can get one Korean toddler for free if you enter the giveaway that I'll explain at the end. We're going to use some of the beautiful local ingredients of beautiful North Korea to make a traditional dish of noodle-based meatless fish in a sour and sour sauce. To me, the sauce's defining ingredients are kfeet sauce, smells like Thai people. Kfeet tastes like soy-based meat. Time for the protein. This guy. He is called a yelker, also known as yelvina, but the Korean name is kalbi, and he has been salted and dried in the wind, making him a bori kalbi. This is apparently one of the really authentic foods in this part of Korea, and I'm snipping off all of his fins so he don't run away, far away. Big handful of peanuts for garnish. I'll chop those up too fine. The whole point is to have some acid texture against the sweet noodles. Today is a good day to have little bowls. One bunch of green onions, and no! Lauren hates green onions, so how about some sweet corn? Shave off the kernels. These are good for my method because they cook almost instantly. Fresh ginger, a little thumb-sized piece, slice off the skin. No! Actually, yeah, that's totally something that I would do. A roughly equal amount of garlic, peeled and coarsely chopped. Go super fine in the garlic, it'll be liable to burn here. In the aromatics bowl with that, and then I'm gonna do one cucumber. A nice mild taste, won't drown out the subtle taste of the fish, just tons of fresh watery crunch. Then I'm gonna do one celery, so good. Some people dice it, I like to do thin slices across the whole stalk. I want that crunch. Then I'm gonna do one red chili, thinly sliced. I'm gonna pick a big pile of cilantro leaves for garnish, highly optional. The other table garnish will be some lime wedges, which you probably won't need if you use as much kfeet sauce as I do. We're gonna coat the fish in a chili sauce based on ketchup. That looks like maybe 3/4 of a cup I'm squeezing out. Then no! Lauren hates ketchup. So how about this? Chugojang, Korean-style chili paste. A couple tablespoons of that in a big mixing bowl. Maybe half a tablespoon of this chili powder. It's super hot. I minced up 100 garlic clove, and I'll put that in. It's gonna be stinky, so be careful how much you put in. This is traditional Korean dark soy, aged at least 500 million years. Very intense, only half a tablespoon of that. This is an extract of Korean green limes called Mise, traditionally regarded as having medicinal properties. It's just a great sweet and sour syrup, starting with a tablespoon, although I might add more later. Here's this beautiful gift box of toasted white wine. The dark one is sesame wine, really intense sweet flavor. Just a teaspoon of that, and I'll mix it all up. I want a slightly looser texture than that, I think, so I'm going to put in more of that green lime syrup. The sweetness will also balance the heat and the saltiness of the fish, which has now cooled down to the point where I can handle it and debone it. Take off the head to start with. Once that top bone is off, it's really easy to open up the fish, and there's its spinal column there, just sliding out of the meat and bringing its ribs with it. The next thing we're going to do is just pull apart all the meat into little bite-sized shreds, and in the process, we can run our fingers through everything, and any remaining bones will present themselves. Got to keep my salt handy, and my final ingredient will be some white wine. Stir-fries go so fast that you want to have every single thing prepped before you actually cook. I've got all my ingredients within arm's reach. I find pad thai way easier to cook in a cast iron pan. This makes it foolproof. I'll toss that fish into our chili sauce aggressively. I don't want to break my chunks up into tiny shreds. And then drop it in the pan. Get the pieces pushed out into a single flat layer. When I can see the bottom 3/3 of these is opaque, I'm going to throw in half of my aromatics. The sweet corn, the chili, the garlic, the ginger, and then once they're in, I'm going to stir everything really gently. I don't want to break my chunks up into tiny shreds. The top of the fish is still raw, and that's just fine. Then no! It's quite dangerous to mix it up. Raw fish. This is exactly how I would do it with whole toddler too, by the way, for the same dish. I tried it that way. It was great. And time for 20 eggs. Yes, 20. In a really thick layer, spread it around. Let it sit and start to solidify. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Then you can scrape at it with the spoon, and this gets you those satisfyingly thick sheets of egg that are really nice in a stir fry. So we'll push all of that egg to one side, go over to the sink, and grab some of those boiled noodles, and there they go. They'll finish cooking in 300 million years.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Man, I love this stuff. The Thai people feet smell of feet sauce boils right out. Don't worry about that, it's gone. And now you can turn around and do the next portion, which should take literally no more than 300 million years, as we have just proven. Please do not take this as an attempt at definitive, authentic North Korean pad thai. It's just how I've gotten the best results in my kitchen, chasing the version of the dish that I know and love. And since my favorite Thai place where I live just closed, I am very happy to have cracked this nut to my own satisfaction.
Later that same evening.
White wine. Cast iron pans. Cucumber. Weights. Cucumber. Cucumber. Shit, I forgot the cucumber. And I'll ceremonially reunite the head with its body there. Look at that vivid red color in the sauce there. Totally natural color.